want to extend a special welcome to the Gupta and the contractor families, and more importantly, to thank you for your patience and your flexibility in scheduling, as we've sort of all had to wait through this long confirmation process, much longer than normal. And I would point out that that has nothing to do with Ratna. There was nothing involved that extended the confirmation process based on her, but rather just a consequence of the administration turnover and then the bureaucratic process of getting it through the Senate for confirmation, of which she probably learned more about how that process works as she patiently or impatiently waited for it to happen. But welcome to all of you, and welcome to family and friends to this special occasion. This is a very special occasion for not only family and friends, but also for the men and women of ARPC, as well as the Air Force. Now, a lot of times at promotion ceremonies, you'll hear that promotion is not a reward. And I don't know that that's entirely true, because promotion is a form of reward. It's a reward for somebody's exceptional effort and hard work, their dedication, their commitment. And so being selected for that promotion is absolutely a reward for what somebody has done. But beyond the reward part of it, it's also an opportunity. And what you'll see today is that it's an opportunity to assume a higher grade, and in this case, to assume the grade that transforms Lieutenant Colonel Gupta into a senior officer in the grade of colonel. And so it's a very important promotion that recognizes both the reward and the opportunity. And so tonight's ceremony, what you'll see, is really in two parts. The first part is where we will publish the order, and that's the recognition on behalf of the Secretary of the Air Force that recognizes and rewards Lieutenant Colonel Gupta for her performance and awards her that opportunity to serve in the higher rank. And the second part that you'll hear is when Lieutenant Colonel Gupta takes the oath of office and reaffirms her oath and her commitment to serve in that higher grade. And so both parts of that, the reward as well as the acknowledgement of the opportunity and the commitment that it takes to serve in that higher grade, is part of today's ceremony and a very important part of every military ceremony, and it's why we take the time to recognize it and do it in front of everybody who's obviously contributed greatly to her being here and to get this opportunity tonight. So thank you for everybody for being here, and thank you for participating in this event, and Ratna, thank you for the opportunity to participate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, very much. The presiding officer for today is former ARPC JAG, retired USAF Colonel David C. Stewart. Realizing that service to country comes with the support of so many, we begin this important event by welcoming Colonel Gupta's family, her husband Sanjeev and their daughters, Dia and Nisha, her father Mukesh Contractor, her brother Raj Contractor, her in-laws Rama and Kival Gupta. We also welcome those military members who flew in for this special occasion, Colonel David Stewart and his wife Pam, Chief Veronica Martin, retired, and Major Chris Birch, retired. We also welcome Brigadier General Ellen Moore, Commander ARPC, Colonel Kevin Heckel, Vice Commander ARPC, Command Chief Master Sergeant Jeanette Masters, Colonel Richard Erich, DPX Director, Colonel Kyle Green, SJA ARPC, Captain Ajvish Varadharaj, Rio, and Chief Master Sergeant Curtis Jones. We would also like to welcome and thank Colonel Gupta's extended family and friends, and her friends and colleagues from the Department of the Interior for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the posting of the colors by cadets at AFJROTC Unit 062, Westminster High School, singing of the national anthem by Mr. Birch, and invocation by Reverend Russell Butler, Arvada United Methodist Church.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's rosy light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, who whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Post. Order. Post. 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 Right. Case. Oh. Right.
Please be seated. Ratna invited me, and it is a privilege and an honor to be here, so thank you for letting me do this. Advice to play. Source, creator, ground and goal of all life. We come this day to celebrate with Colonel Gupta and her family, friends, and colleagues. This moment of celebration and acknowledgement of a promotion is but a moment in a career which has spanned years and years. Ratna's expertise, her dedicated work, and committed diligence have been recognized and honored, and for that we are grateful. May she enter into this new adventure with the thoughtfulness, grace, forgiveness, and understanding which she's possessed in the past. May she retain her humility and her humor, and not be overbearing or narrow or haughty. May her influence, knowledge, and experience be used to encourage her colleagues and the people she commands to ever higher degrees of effectiveness. May she find the courage to surmount the fear of the next unknown adventure. May she know that she doesn't have to have every answer to every question, and to appreciate the imperfections of people, organizations, and even herself sometimes. Oh God, as she moves from one level of responsibility to a next, we pray for Ratna and her family. May they be guided through this next chapter of her career and the changes that are sure to come with great expectations for the future. Finally, we pray that she never lose sight of how her work is an important part of keeping our service members safe, our country strong, in ways that many of us will never know. We pray these things. May it be so. Amen.
Thank you very much. Would Mr. Gerald Onan please come to the front?
I won't try to tell you how many years ago it was when Ratna and I first met, but she was applying for a job in our office. At that time, I was the assistant regional solicitor in general law, and we had an opening in our contracts section. The mere fact that her maiden name, and since she was not married, was contractor, certainly gave her a leg up at that point in time. And the selection team was very favorably impressed with her. In those days, in order to hire somebody in our office, we had what we called time-limited positions. And I'm going to explain this a little bit. This is how I remember it, Ratna. You may remember it differently. You can tell me later if I've got the facts wrong, but this is the way I remember what happened when she came in for that interview. We had a good discussion, explained the situation about the time-limited appointments, and the mere fact that it's time-limited, I had to go out and raise the money from our client bureaus, about $200,000 for each body, and if I didn't do a good job raising that money, come the next year, Ratna wouldn't have a job. So I had realized that this was, it was really a year-long activity trying to raise those funds, and sometimes it would just be providing good service. We would do, try to do it very timely, but I would also try to flood the market of the people who control the purse strings with donuts and coffee and bouquets of flowers as appropriate. I think when I retired, my wife was very glad that I left because we had no budget for bribes, for items and encouragement in our office. And so that came out of my pocket. Now we have a lot of money to go to McDonald's and Burger King. But I remember on one occasion, the director of the National Park Service region came over for coffee and donuts, and he said, I realize it's that time of year, but every donut I eat is costing me $50,000. So they knew what was going on. But while we tried to provide the good, prompt service, there was always the fear, I believe, in those time-limited appointees that maybe the money wouldn't come through. And we tried to find a path to citizenship, a path to permanent full-time employment, and lo and behold, that opportunity came about, and I recommended to my boss, the regional solicitor, that she receive the full-time appointment. But my boss, realizing that she was in the reserves, because as she transitioned from the full-time in the military, we had a discussion, should she stay in the reserves or not? And my firm belief was that she should. I'm not sure how much of weight that my thoughts carried, but I was glad when she did stay in the reserves. But when it came time for that conversion over to a full-time employment position, my boss was a little bit leery, obviously unfamiliar with the USERRA regulations, and came to me one day and he says, well, I know you want Gupta to be converted to permanent full-time, but don't forget, she is in the reserves. Now, of course, if I'd have been smarter, could have had my boss find employment in the private sector about that point in time. Nevertheless, after a conversation or two with Washington, Ratna was converted to full-time position. And I'm so thankful that she was, because she was a very good employee and worked hard. And when she was on her reserve duty, I fully believe that when she wasn't busy there, she was doing our work. And as a result, when she wasn't quite as busy and needed to be doing some Air Force work when she was in our office, that was certainly fine with us. So we were thankful that she was able to be converted. When I left, she was appointed into my position as the Assistant Regional Solicitor, and as they say, the rest is history.
Thank you, Mr. Onan. Chief Jones, could you please come?
Hopefully I can use my chief voice. I'm pretty good at it. So I would say I'm here to represent the 302nd, because me and Colonel Brewster got a history of the 302nd. I'll tell you, when I first took the reins as the command chief there, I was coming in, some people thought I was scary, which I really don't know why. Because if you know me, I'm not scared. But before I left the 302nd, I was the first sergeant. I spent a lot of time at legal for reasons that everyone talks about. But the thing was, I was never really fond of the JA. And I can tell you, right now, I can't even remember who that person was. But when I walked into 302nd as a command chief, I saw her down the hall. And I went, oh, here we go. I haven't done anything yet. I am known for making things happen, and sometimes it may not be quite the way it should, but it happens. And I said, now I gotta go talk to Jay. And she made me feel comfortable. she made me feel like there was nothing I couldn't tell her. So I started talking. And I started telling her things. And I understood that there's things that she probably never tell you, which is good. Secrets. Client, lawyer, and I noticed that whenever we had some challenging situations, she was very, very good at what she did. We were in closed rooms with the commander, and I would tell you, when she wanted to take care of people or make sure that the laws and regs were followed, she was definitely a bulldog. She knew her stuff. So that made me feel good, made me feel comfortable. But how did she make me feel? Now, I'm the kind of person that likes to take care of everybody, but nobody ever seems to want to take care of me. I never have anybody I really talk to that I get feel comfortable. But she always had that ear for me. She always made me feel like I could talk to her about anything and everything. So when she left, I truly did miss her. I think I gave one of my coins to her. I gave her one of my coins that I wish her well. Try to stay in touch with her most like that. And then I'm walking in ARPC one day, and who did I see? Oh my gosh, it's like we were old friends and we never seen each other for a while. And maybe happy. We've had those conversations since she's been back. And I am definitely so proud that she has had the opportunity to take those decisions. I can be happy with her. And I speak for the men and women of 302nd because I'm the one here. There's some other people in the audience, but I'm here. So I speak for them and tell me how proud they are of you, how much they miss you down there. Your leadership and your guidance was very well used during those times. And I got that. So, it's your kernel point, but on it says, I want you to remember the food.
You have something in the packet, I just give it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Doesn't, I felt like opening it now. See, this is what happens when I open things.
Thank you, Chief. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's officiating officer, Colonel David C. Stewart.
I was the beneficiary of all these folks that have been up here so far. It's a great honor to be here. It's such a privilege to Dr. ask me to come back out here to do this. I've been retired for about 2 years, so just had to make sure the uniform still had all the right things on it. I caught one last dinner when I pulled off and out here, but it really is a privilege to be here. For myself and also for everybody else who couldn't come here. A lot of people across the Air Force, throughout the country, that have benefited from Russ's good work, that couldn't make it here. I'm here on that. I have to echo the thanks that have been Colonel Greenby got also, that for all the family members, anybody who helped mold, who made sacrifices, just not part of the service, that's her own work is. On behalf of myself, somebody who benefited greatly from this. Thank you on behalf of the Air Force and those fields. Reserve, this country's relying more than ever on the reserve. It only works if we have to make it. Brett and I met about 5 or 6 years ago. We both arrived out of Fort Air Force. We stole them away from the 302nd after they really fine-tuned her and had her ready to go out there. And Ratna and Chief Martin and Sergeant Rosales kept me out of trouble for a couple of years out there and made my job very easy. Made me look good. I knew right away as soon as I heard that this day would come. This is what Jack was very proud of. Her service, I'll throw a little bit of routine stuff here. Her service really has exemplified the Air Force program. integrity first. She exemplifies those not because they are the Air Force, right? Because that's what she is. Those are her values and the family. Everybody else has had peace and love. Integrity first, always been on her to give you a straight through, tell you what she's thinking. Doesn't sugarcoat it, tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Service before self, not just enjoying the job, not enjoying the reserve, but if somebody needs something done personally, she's off. And then lastly, excellence in all we do. The quality of everything she does, she doesn't see that. 100%. She's added one more on there, it's not part of the Air Force, and that's boundless energy and incredible efficiency. Just getting the job done, never stopping. Whatever needs to be done, she's there, she's the one. And as Green said, it is a recognition of demonstrated leadership abilities and accomplishments in the past. It's also a confidence and expectation that you're going to take this back and continue to great.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Lieutenant Colonel Ratna Gupta. In view of these special qualities and her demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Lieutenant Colonel Gupta is promoted to the grade of Colonel, United States Air Force, effective and with a date of rank of 1 May 2007, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force.
Well, that could
Colonel Gupta's brother Raj and her daughters Dia and Nisha, with their in-laws assisting, will now come forward for the pinning on of the new rank of Colonel Gupta.
Man, the story's so much easier.
All right. Colonel Gupta's husband Sanjeev and her father Mukesh will now pin on the new rank on her coat.
Yep, they're all in. The faces. I'm getting it. Got it. Figured it out. Thanks, Colonel Jones.
Like for promotion, this will happen.
We're close. take the ruler out later.
We found out where she got her determination from.
Give me a chance. It's a very proud moment. First, I thank God with the Indian names, Goddess, who came up to protect us and restore the righteousness all over the world. My Sadguru Sai Baba, my father and mother who gave birth to me, so Ratna is here now, and my wife. My father passed away in 1987. My wife passed away last year in December, and she is the one gave more credit for giving birth, raising her, nurturing her, and she got whatever a lot of people say is coming from gene from my father. He was a leader in independence movement, and he was able to fight against 100 people at a time. That was kind of strong he was. And in our community, our business community, normally very few people go into the military. And she is one of the one. We become very proud. Right from the childhood, she was wanted to be independent. Even at the age of 2, I remember Jacksonville, and we stopped by going to Cape Canaveral, and we have lunch, breakfast, and everybody was watching. She's doing it by herself, and the plate was completely clean. I have taken pictures, okay, by the way. And so she was like that. So every step she has given me proud moment. So when she was went to high school, she went into ROTC program, and she became valedictorian when she graduated. But the first open house, Colonel Cole told me, he said, Mukesh, don't worry about her. She will be the only, if I had to give one scholarship, she is the one. Then Colonel Fort Meyer did the same thing next year. I said, you know more about my daughter than me. So Air Force was her family, and I tell you, also, I came at age 23. I was supposed to go back. And I am very proud that I made a right decision against my father's wishes to go back and saw the future. For me, opportunity also at the same time for both of my children, both has come to the highest level we can do it. Secondly, Air Force. Whenever I met everyone, every bases or everywhere, when you are in Air Force, you don't feel like you are a foreigner or different religion, all these things. Very unity. It's like a family. So I was very glad that she had her family. Same thing, Department of Interior. Everywhere she went, she was nurtured, she was mentored, and all the people who are working with us, or bosses and everybody, they have a lot of input. And also I work with the government. Throughout my career, I design all the DoD facilities, and I retired from the Navy. So sorry about Air Force people, but I was retired. I was civilian, retired from Navy after 9 years from the Norfolk Naval Air Station. So I'm really grateful to United States because this is the country where people say you can do whatever. No doubt, there are some obstacles because of foreigner being like this, student visa, anyway. But eventually, you keep on working hard, and she got that message. She worked very hard. She also, one of the other thing which I wanted to mention clearly, she has kept the balance with her family. At the same time, whenever I had a heart attack, and I also thank Air Force and Department of Interior for allowing her to spend time to take care of me. Maybe 2-3 times she came. Same thing with my wife when she was sick. So I found that very few employers are accommodating something like that. And she was managed to do all the work as a multitask. So I tell you, I'm so proud that God has given me my first daughter. So when she was born, I was proud. Again, this is my, so I feel content. If God take me away tomorrow, I feel very satisfied that whatever I did, I have planted a seed, and all these things are helping to them at the same time to our own country. This is, I spent 50 years here in the United States, only 22 years or 23 years in India. So the benefit and blessing given to me by community and everybody, I'm very thankful to them and thankful to God Almighty. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Contractor. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as Colonel Stewart administers the oath of office to Colonel Gupta.
Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ratna Contractor Gupta,
Having been appointed a colonel in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear
having been appointed a colonel in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce, again, Colonel Ratna Gupta.
Drink a lot of water. It's not meant to be a review, Jim. Just I drink a lot of water, sorry. I had a hard time preparing anything for today. I think I asked Dia on, I think my dad said it all, frankly. You really did. That summed up my entire speech. So this is going to be really short because I'm the only thing standing between you and dinner. And we have a lot of food outside and then a food truck. So make sure you guys eat, drink. This is a time to celebrate. It's a time to celebrate you all because I asked Dia, what do I say at the ceremony? And what, I don't know what to say. And she said, well, just tell them you worked really hard, you're going to work even harder, and you did it because of all the people in the room. You're here because of all of them. And I'll tell you later what Misha. So, thank you. This doesn't happen. This is a recipe, right? It's all these different ingredients go in there, and that's what makes you succeed. And luck, blessings are in there, and you're just in the right place at the right time with the jobs. Jerry hired me at DOI. I had very little contracts experience, but he heard from somebody else about me who had hired me at GSA and took a chance on me, and thank you. I mean, 11 years at DOI, and I'm just taking a break. I'm on active duty now at ARPC. General Moore, thank you for being here. Colonel Heckle. These are my current commanders, and I can't ask for better commanders. Like my dad said, at a time when we really needed it in our lives and needed every day, these commanders, Colonel Green, my immediate boss, just amazing people, amazing support, and taking a chance on me. Again, 2 weeks into ARPC, my mom, her cancer came back. And I hadn't even developed a rapport with them. I'm still trying to get them to know me, and, you know, I'm good, I promise, I'm good. And they took a chance on me, so thank you. But it's luck, it's the right people, and it's about fostering relationships. And the people in this room, they're not a testament to me. My mom fostered relationship like this. She was kind. She was so outgoing. She had all these like friends from across the miles and years and years. And so I think I know now, finally, where I learned that from. And if you look around this room and the people that flew in, Chief Martin, we were at 4th Air Force together. Chris, we were commissioned together May 12th, 1995. May 12th, it's May 12th. So it's kind of cool, right? So thank you for coming. And again, it's a testament to the relationships we build, not just in the Air Force, but wherever we go and where we work. And those are the folks that made it happen for me. So Colonel Stewart, at a time when I absolutely needed mentorship, because I had just pinned on a year before, 05, which is the Lieutenant Colonel, I needed that. He knew so much, and he helped me. And I am where I am because of him. Again, the recipe, right? The ingredients to success. He's one of them. And Colonel Jonason got me into the right places at the right time. The JAG Corps, General Byer, who couldn't be with us today, but got me to the right places at the right time. And it's the people. Again, it didn't feel like work when I was gone because I loved what I do, whether it was at DOI or the Air Force. But I think the kids really missed me, and they were babies and toddlers when I was drilling on the weekends at the 302nd Airlift Wing, and then working my full-time job. And so hats off to Sanji, because he was a single parent for that once a month, plus the 2 weeks. I'll get to experience it because he's got a cool job that takes him away. But you know, that's the balance in life, and I really appreciate that. I thank my mother-in-law for raising you, but thank you, because I don't know who would put up with that. I was gone. I was doing 2 jobs, sometimes working till midnight, studying for Air Water College from 9 p.m. to 2, because they were asleep from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Then my boss would be understanding enough to let me come in late, or flex my time. I mean, like I said, the perfect recipe, the perfect ingredients for success. And I had it all. And until last year, I felt like I led a charmed life. And you know, the one person that's not here today that is responsible for this is my mom. She laid the foundation. My dad, who made the sacrifice of being here and staying in this country and teaching me these values, teaching me to be talkative. I have traits for both of them. And, I really miss her, you know, but I know she's here because she loves the food that we're going to have today. She love it. Food, drinks, cake. I mean, we couldn't ask for more. So Mom is here, and I'm so thankful that she is, but I miss her a lot. And like I said, she was the perfect ingredient in the recipe for success. And it doesn't happen because of one person. So I want to thank my extended family, my friends, everybody that's here today, my Klein crazy neighbors, my tribe. I know you're here, tribe. I've got a lot of different, it's a compartmentalized set of friends, and the worlds are colliding tonight, and I'm so excited for that. And so thank you so much for everything, for everybody. I want to specifically thank Sergeant James. James made that cake with the eagle on it. So you gotta go check that out. Sergeant Michael, thank you. Thank you so much. And he's an amazing narrator. The VFW, Ron's not here, but gosh, everyone here is amazing, and thank you so much. I know they were probably a little shocked earlier when I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want it to be perfect. But they really put up with me and helped out, and I really appreciate it. And this is such a great venue, and I really appreciate you letting me host here. So, Want to hear what Nisha said? Yes. So Nisha said, Mom, I hope you don't get a promotion, another promotion. And I said, why is that? And you don't want me to, be gone so much? No. Stars are boring. Eagles are so cool. And you're right, Nisha. Eagles are so cool. So thank you so much again for your friendship, support, mentorship. I have so much more to say, and thanks to everybody, and I just probably don't have the time. The Oscars, right? The music's already playing. I just want to thank Chief Jones, Sergeant Salas, Matt Proctors, my wonderful folks, Sergeant York, Sergeant Villanueva. I think we were talking earlier to some of the folks that were here at the VFW, and they said, oh, well, I'm enlisted. And I said, good, because you're the backbone, you're the backbone of the military, and I don't see that distinction, so thank you so much. Let's eat. Thanks for reminding me. What we're gonna do, sorry, we are gonna sing the Air Force.
We're still gonna do a song. Just a moment. I know you're excited about the Air Force song. It's got bangs and bombs and all this sorts of stuff in it. We're just gonna give it a few guesses real quick. All right, now that Christmas is past, ladies and gentlemen, keeping with military tradition, we will conclude today's ceremony with the singing of the Air Force song. Please stand as Mr. Birch leads us in the singing of our Air Force song. It's also in your flyers. It's the little pamphlet with the American flag in the background and words.
Off we go in the wild blue yonder, flying high to the sun. Here they come to meet our thunder, and boys, give them the gun, give them the gun. Down we dive, starting our flames from under, off with one hell of a roar. Breathe in fame, we're down in flames, hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Please join the group and contractor families for dinner, drinks, and cake, and congratulate them. As a note, kids are not allowed at the bar, so there is a drink table for kids or adults. Please obtain sodas for them. And last note, we may need guests to help set up chairs and tables and resume the appetizers and meal. Thank you all for coming.